right, thank you all for coming out today and listening to our wonderful presentation on the real estate industry and how you can actually still leverage and create results and do great things in the real estate industry, even though the market's kind of crazy right now. Everybody knows there's cycles to life and cycles to business, and there's good times and bad times, and things change and things get better, and so you just got to plow through it and stay consistent. And today we're going to talk to you about some really cool strategies that you can continue to deploy right now and utilize in your business, so that when things do turn around, you're standing on a wave that's going to take you far into the shore, and you can actually generate incredible results even today, even in the down market side. So thank you for taking the time today. I want to first take a second and have my team introduce themselves. We are the LeadMaker crew, and I want to start off. I'll just have Mark say a couple words, and then Orlando. But go ahead, Mark. Just say hello.
Yeah, hi everyone. Thanks for joining and watching. Really appreciate that. You can hear me have a bit of a funny accent compared to everybody else. I'm currently sitting in Sydney, Australia, but of course we support the US market. But yeah, thanks for jumping on.
Yep. Mr. Orlando Bell from California, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, hello. My name is Orlando from California. I'm actually an insurance agency owner, and I've built my agency with real estate. I have a ton of real estate broker friends, realtors that I work with. I'm probably one of the top people in my district that insures homes and property. So very, very excited to share kind of what we're doing right now that has helped me grow my business and can also business. So Thank you guys for attending.
All right. Thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate it. All right. I'm going to go ahead and let me share my screen and we can get started here. I know you guys are all busy and running around and probably doing showings and stuff. So let's talk to you a little bit. First of all, who are we and what have we done and why are we here today? We're the LeadMaker team. We have been helping real estate agents, brokers pretty much all over the world. But we're a lot focused in the United States right now. We've generated more than 99,000 leads, and we have been doing this for more than a decade. Our offices I'm actually tuning in right now from Manila, Philippines. We're kind of an international crew today. We've got Sydney, Australia represented. We have an office there. We've got San Francisco, California. So we're spread out. We're all over. And these are some of the topics that we're going to get into, things that you probably heard about, some buzz terminology. We're going to try to bring it home a little bit for you and make it streamlined. So basically, you guys have all heard of AI, and you know how big AI is, and you know what's going on in that world. Or you probably watched Elon Musk or somebody, Sam Altman or whatnot, talking about what's going on with ChatGPT. There's a lot of things that you can utilize with AI, and we'll talk a little bit about that today on how you can take advantage of it. Use it for your benefit, for growing your agency and helping your business make more money. Social media, obviously, getting followers, how to canvas the market, lots of incredible stuff that real estate agents and brokers across the world can now start to use. I want to talk to you a little bit. In a little while, we're going to mention about finding international buyers. A lot of people, if you're in, let's say you're in Los Angeles, California, obviously the big markets like San Francisco, Los Angeles, New York, things like that. There's a massive international community that's tied to that area, that's tied to that location. So we're going to talk a little bit about how you can reach out to people in other countries that have a high net worth and maybe the potential to invest or buy properties in a specific area that might have a need, might have family, might have business there in your city. How many of you right now are taking advantage of and using social media to find your international buyers? You find a lot of real estate folks, even though it's maybe a down market in the United States, I'm in the Philippines, and there was just an article that came out a couple of days ago in the major news article here. It said that the Philippines is the #1 fastest growing international market in the world, and it's actually become so expensive over here. The properties in the Philippines, believe it or not, have reached epic proportions, almost probably similar to that of, Singapore and all of the other Southeast Asian countries. And that may also include Australia and even major parts of the U.S. It's very expensive now here, but there's buyers. This is a moving market. So there's people buying here. There's people with money all over the world. It's about capturing that content, getting those connections, building those relationships, and then helping you to offer your products that you're offering, your homes. We're gonna kind of sprinkle in today a little bit. Who could be a really good referral partner for somebody who wants to buy a home, somebody who wants to sell a home. I want you to think about those. Could be CPAs, could be wealth managers, could be on the mortgage side, it could be, insurance people like Orlando over here. It could be a lot of different people. So we'll talk a little bit about that as well. How do you grow your homeowner database? Again, lots of ways to do it on social media. We're gonna pinpoint one specific way to do it today. I don't want to throw everything in the kitchen sink at you. If you want to schedule time to meet us, independently or privately, we can have a consultation and we can talk to you a little bit about it and how we can do it across multiple platforms. But today we're going to talk specifically about LinkedIn, but there's our information there. So if anything we say today on this call resonates with you, if you hear something that you want to learn more about, reach out to us. We can schedule a time with you guys, one-on-one, and kind of dive in a little bit more in deeper. Okay. Let's talk a little bit about the next. And how we're going to take your database and infuse in your business so we can market. So when the market turns back, right, as we know, the cyclical market that's going to change back to a buyer's market again or a seller's market, whatever's going to happen, you want to be on the front end of that. The other thing too, on item number 5 here, how many of you would be interested in reducing your overhead costs, specifically labor costs, if you have labor costs, by 77% or more? And we're going to show you how to do that. If you're running a real estate office, you've got a team, you've got you've got employees. A lot of the things that you can do now can be outsourced. And one of the things that we do at LeadMaker is we provide real estate trained virtual assistants, which means people that are trained on real estate. They know how to go into the market. They can call people. They can canvas in your local area. They know Zillow. They know other platforms that they can help you to generate sales, buyers, find people that want to sell, follow-up lists, databases. All the things that a real estate office needs to have. When you're buying a home, you got to fill out paperwork. Running through that paperwork for you. You don't have to spend $20, $30 an hour. You can do it way cheaper than that, but you got to get the right team involved. And that's why we're here. That's what we do. Isn't that right, Mark? We
support the businesses, we take all that administrative burden away from people. It's a good feeling. Yeah, we really do. And especially now in a market where, you're not selling as many properties and the prices are coming down and, commissions are a little harder to come by. So, the wallet's getting a little thinner. You got to start looking and start thinking about other ways to maximize, strategize your business. Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about LinkedIn. I know, people don't really give LinkedIn the thought of, I can really build a massive network on LinkedIn and I can sell lots of properties. You actually can. Here in the Philippines, again, I keep going back to the Philippines, but we've actually worked with several real estate brokerage firms like Keller Williams here in the Philippines. We've been working with Keller Williams for, I think about 3 or 4 years now. And we help them through LinkedIn sell more than 1 billion pesos in properties. That doesn't sound like a lot because of pesos, but it's actually a lot of money, believe it or not. It's huge. In the Philippine market, it's big. And we did it all through LinkedIn. Yeah. And why is that? Well, 41% of millionaires are active on LinkedIn, more than 1 billion users around the world. And then you've got 40% of CEOs are checking their LinkedIn daily. Okay, so again, this kind of says the same thing on this slide here, but you can targeting high net worth people.
Millions of professionals are available for you to connect to. So imagine, okay, you're in a small town. Let's say you're in Palm Desert or Indio or somewhere in California, out maybe in the out in the desert parts. There's an area around you. If you take a let's say 10 miles, 20 miles radius of your city, of your major metropolitan area, you go on LinkedIn and you can actually type that in and put in those cities, and you can see how many people are in that area. You can run a search, and you can find, okay, I want to know who all the CEOs are, all the professionals, all the doctors and physicians and surgeons and chiropractors and business owners, and you name it. You can put all that information in, and boom, LinkedIn will give you kind of every single person that's kind of in that area that you can then reach out to and connect to. Now, we're going to show you how to do that in a way where you can actually turn that into money in the bank by having those connections. Okay, and you can either spend the hours of the tedious time and tasks that it takes to do it all yourself. You can do it yourself, of course you can, or you could hire somebody like us, and we have trained professionals that know how to do this, that can do it at an unbelievably low price, and we can do it for you. It's called a done for you service. There's nothing better than waking up in the morning and getting your cup of coffee and going on your laptop or computer, and all of a sudden you look on your social media and your LinkedIn, and boom, you've got 100 more connections. You've got people that are communicating with you, and they want, one guy wants to sell his house, and this person's trying to get a loan for a property. So that's going to happen if you are consistently focused on running and managing your LinkedIn on a day-to-day basis. Okay, and you'll find that folks are very, very active on LinkedIn, a lot more so than you might think. So I definitely say, if you haven't tried it, give it a whirl, and I think you'll see some major impact in your business. Now, a couple of things, just a few things I just want to share with you. Obviously, you need to have a nice profile. That's number one, right? So you want to have a nice image when you're coming across, and real estate defines luxury and the imagery, and you want to have high resolution photos. You want to feature your properties. You want to do all those kinds of things, right? I mean, it's just stands to reason. But you'd be surprised. I mean, we deal with, we actually help a lot of people all over the world do this, and you'd be surprised at how many people don't have a profile photo showing up, or they don't have, they don't have a featured section listing all their properties, that they didn't know that they could do it, or they didn't know that they could put video content right on the front page of their LinkedIn profile. These are just some things that you really want to do on a day-to-day basis, and just kind of make sure that stuff is kind of updated. And you want to post some content as well. What do I mean by that? You want to, if you have a new house, a new listing, and you're selling it in Orlando, Florida, okay, and you've got a new listing. Well, nobody's going to see it if it's just, sitting on the MLS or it's on Zillow. You want to get it out to every platform that you can, and that includes Facebook and Twitter X and LinkedIn, everything. You got to put it everywhere, because you never know who's going to see that information out there. Join the groups. A lot of people don't realize too that on LinkedIn they have groups just like they do on Facebook. That's right. You might find the Real Estate Investors Group of San Bernardino County on there. You might find the Rotarian Club of Dallas, Texas on there, and you want to join it. You want to join it, and you want to, you can use that as a way to network. But at the same time, guess what? When you put a post up and you can tag that group, right? And then now everybody in their newsfeed who's a member of that group will see your posts pulling up every day, every week. Maybe you're giving them little tips and tricks about buying real estate, and what to do and what to look for. And you become the thought leader in the real estate, business in your area. And so they're going to go to you next time they want to buy a home or they want to sell a home. Okay. So there's some stuff that you want to do. Again, remember I said do's and don'ts. This is just, a few minutes before I jumped on this webinar with you here today. I just did a little search. These are just some things you got to be careful of. You see right there, and hopefully Lucas isn't watching today, but I just did a search on Tampa real estate brokers, real estate agents. And, I checked and boom, Lucas was ranked #1 on the LinkedIn from Tampa, Florida. And look at that. All you have to do is go in your security settings and change your security settings to allow everybody in LinkedIn to see your photo. We can't see Lucas. We can't see his bright, shining smile. But, if he would just change that, his profile would stand out and it would look way more professional than what it is right now. So that's just, make sure to check your profile. Make sure you've checked your security settings. Make sure your profile is looking good. You got a nice banner. Here's one that I saw that I liked. I thought it was professional. It was clean image, beautiful colors, vibrant, high resolution. You want to do something like that. Stick to your color themes. If you're in Keller Williams, you want to keep it orange and red, right? The colors of the KW. If you want to, this Douglas Elliman, they're obviously a light blue. You see that it keeps everything in a blue hue like that. So it's really professional. Couple other things that you can do, like I looked at Jennifer's here, and you can put a lot more detailed information on there. You can actually put your website link. You can put a contact information. You can put some keywords in the header. You can expand your banner a little bit, as you see here, where she's putting in there some properties, listings that she actually wants to publish. So these are just some things that you can do on your own. Or once again, if you had a virtual assistant from the Philippines, for example, you could actually hire us to do this for you, and we could actually manage your LinkedIn profile and your social media stuff for you. Okay, so recapping on this stuff, but I want to drill down for a second on, Orlando. Maybe you can give us, kind of talk a little bit from your perspective as a business owner in California. Who might be some people in the California market that they might want to connect to, these real estate agents and brokers there?
It's kind of cliche, but everybody, anybody is a potential client, as we all know. And what I've learned is the bigger my network gets, the more business I get. Okay, so it's all about keeping your name out there. When they think real estate, they want to think about you. So being very active on LinkedIn and other social media places as well, you need a footprint. You need to be able to expand your network, and that's information that you can use to grow your business, whether it be sending mailers out or sending emails blast to those folks. That's something that you can do with a click of a button, and that's something that we can help you with as well. Using a virtual assistant is so important. That has changed the game with regards to my business. I mean, we're not making money. I mean, same as in my industry, we're not making money unless we're talking to an actual client, right? All that back end stuff is stuff that we can delegate out to someone else to do for us. So start to think about the things that kind of bog down your time. What can you do to free up your time? What can you delegate to someone else at a fraction of the cost that you're going to spend in the US? You can delegate that to a virtual assistant. They can make those phone calls for you. If you're buying lists, they can help you with that. If you're trying to connect with folks, they can make those phone calls. They can even help you stay in touch with your current clients and checking in with folks. That's another big key component that you all know about. How many referrals are you getting from the clients that you currently have? Reaching back out to those people who are happy that they have a home, or you're able to get them a loan. They're ecstatic, right? Even in this market, people are still buying. It's just a matter of having a plan and executing that plan. And that's where you use people like us to help you to kind of formulate that plan and execute and stay on top of it, so that you can be freed up to do what you do best and talk to clients and sell your service or product and make your money. So we're here to do that. We're here to help you with that. And every program we put together, we customize it per client. It's not this cookie cutter thing. I mean, we're giving you a general overview, but as we meet with you individually, we drill down to your specific niche, your specific idea on how you want to run your business, because everyone's different. So we want to customize it for you. We want to make this program fit like a glove to fulfill all your needs, and we're with you every step of the way. So, yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah, thank you, Orlando. I appreciate that. You guys probably remember we have a client that just to speak a little bit about customization of the targeted audience and who we're trying to reach out to and connect with. Mark, you probably remember this. We had somebody that wanted to connect with folks in Saudi Arabia, because the oil industry and the wealth and the billions of trillions of dollars that are going through UAE and Dubai and Saudi and Qatar, right? And you can find those contacts that have the billionaires and the multi-millionaires and stuff. You can actually customize your LinkedIn outreach, and actually, if you've got affinity to a specific country or group, you can actually reach out to those contacts over there and put them in your network. It doesn't have to be all local. It can be international as well. We're a global society here and operating remotely here. So why not? You can have as many as 30,000 connections on your LinkedIn profile. That's on your first LinkedIn profile. You can have as many as 30,000. Isn't that right, Mark? Is that?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 30,000. And you can fill them up with real estate investors. And yeah, people will literally have their job title as real estate investor. People put it in various places on their profile, just like keywords, real estate investor. And these are the type of people that we can curate and create a list from and actually start targeting. It's perfect.
Yeah, exactly. The beautiful thing about this, folks, if you're kind of paying attention here, is we're going to help you, or you can do it yourself again, but do you have the time? Do you really have the consistency? Or do you want to just hire somebody to do it at a very low cost? That's us. We can do it for you. But going back to it, imagine having 30,000 people in your network that have the potential to buy, and you're constantly feeding information on your profile, and then you're also expanding that out to other platforms as well. So again, another great way to sell properties, right? So here's some cool stuff for you. Remember, we just said we can have 30,000 people in your database on LinkedIn, but if you have a company, so let's call it, I don't know, LMO real estate brokerage house, and we created a LinkedIn company page on our LMO real estate brokerage in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, or wherever. And then as we're getting all these followers, all these connections, we can then springboard them over into our corporate page to follow us there, which is an unlimited number of people that can follow us on that. And then we can really go to work. But the beauty of it is we can help you collect the data off of all of those followers and connections on your profile. You can get access to their email address and their phone numbers so that you can use that to do cold outreach, email newsletters, omni-channel marketing strategies and all kinds of stuff, right? And I'll show you what that means a little bit. So here you can see, this is our Hollywood Leads campaign. Now, this is just kind of a joke. We did this if you guys were looking at some of the names here, like Robert Downey Jr., and, it's not real. It's just, we just put some names in there to kind of play with you a little bit. But the bottom line is, if every time you connect to a new person on LinkedIn, doesn't matter where they are, they could be in Saudi Arabia, Dubai, and in your backyard in Los Angeles. We're going to fill up this spreadsheet every single day for you with every person, every company, their email address, their phone number, the conversation that you're having with them on LinkedIn. And then you see the ones in green and yellow that highlighted on that right side of that image. The one we like to color code things and make it really simple. The simpler, the easier, the better. So the green tabs there are people that are actually interested in selling their home. The yellow ones could be the ones interested in buying property. Maybe they're a real estate investor and they're looking for multifamily properties to buy. They want to buy apartment complexes. We had Orlando. You remember the client we had out in New Jersey. All major real estate investor, and we took their LinkedIn profile and we breathed life into their LinkedIn profile connected to all kinds of, professionals all over the area. And boom, we're selling properties just by building up those connections, messaging all those contacts. And you can do that to the tune of about 1,000 up to maybe 1,500 people per month.
And Lance, if I can just add, we fell into that contact through LinkedIn. That was somebody that we had no idea who they were. You don't know who you're connecting with out there, right? And sometimes you get pleasantly surprised, as we did with this particular client, and it led us to a bunch of business through that one contact. So, it's not just the individual that we're trying to connect with. We're trying to connect with their people as well, which is something that you can do on LinkedIn. So think about the power of that and how you can really quickly build your LinkedIn in a short period of time. And that's how you get your phone ringing. So continue your story, Lance.
Yeah, absolutely. You're totally right. We run into the situation happens over and over and over and over. We see it in so many different capacities. Get with us. Schedule a time for us to dive into your business, and we'll show you some really cool. We don't have the time today to go through everything, but hopefully we're piquing your interest and whatnot. Mark, maybe you can kind of walk people through maybe a typical messaging strategy. Just give them lay of the land on that.
Well, I mean, this might be a little bit small for people to read, but this actually is an insurance client that we have. And so, when you're reaching out to people, if you're actually the one who's there typing, you can get a little bit of brain fatigue, like trying to think of what to write each time and having lots of conversations, because you can't just speak to them once, right? And they're going to react. You have to keep on at them and kind of a drip campaign as such, right? So that's what we do, of course. But we like to structure it like this. So we, of course, not using virtual assistants, but our own actual team there in Manila, and actually use something like this that you can see on the screen, like a flow chart. We use it as like a framework on how to reply. So when we're asking yes or no questions, are you looking to sell right now, or whatever that question might be, we're preempting those answers and having replies ready. So you don't always have to sort of think about what you're going to reply next and typing it out. Does that sound right? Have I made a spelling mistake? That type of thing. If you have a structure like this, you could just sort of copy and paste and pass those messages through. And if you are using a VA or you got a structure like we do, it just makes everything a lot easier, and you can keep that consistency. And then you can actually use data to work out, like, okay, does this message work? Are people reacting on this message, or are they ignoring this message? And you can start to A/B test things and say, okay, they're not really reacting to this. I'm going to change that message around. I'm going to try this. So it's really good to be like structured and organized. This is how we like to do it when we work with a client. But we definitely suggest doing something like this.
Yeah, just keep a framework there, make it really easy for you so you don't have to even think about it. Or again, just hire us and we'll do it for you. That's what we do. We've been doing this for a long time, obviously, and we know kind of the right messaging strategy and how to pull people into conversations and nurture those relationships. And real estate, just like insurance and every other industry, it's all about building relationships, just like what Orlando said. And it's really like that. So again, other ways to grow your LinkedIn, and then we'll jump to the next topic here in a second. But invite connections to follow your corporate page. We talked a little bit about that because you can have an unlimited number of followers and you can post content. You can use AI for a lot of the content. We talked a little bit about AI in the beginning. You can use AI for messaging concepts and ideas and strategies. And we use AI all the time, and we'll talk to you more about that when we do schedule a time to meet with you. We won't get into it too detailed today. Keep it simple today. Join groups. Remember, we talked about the Rotarian groups, the Chamber of Commerce, the business groups, the local doctors group in your area, and then tag those groups with content so that they can see it on their daily news feed. Try to write at least one post per week and post it up. If you can get crazy, if you have a lot of extra time, or you have, or if you've got like a 13-year-old kid at home and they can just jump on ChatGPT and pop out a bunch of content for you, and you can just feed that in every day, then even better, right? Or again, just hire us and we'll do it for you, no problem. Making sure that you got the right keywords in there and attaching to the right audience and everything we're doing there. So that's where we're at on that. So professional profile, strategy, targeting, messaging, follow-ups, lead alerts, the database. Of course, that database is gold. That is the golden goose that will continue to keep delivering you income and prosperity long into the future. Okay, because like Orlando knows, he knows a lot of insurance people that that started off in insurance, and then all of a sudden the insurance market in California just blew up. But they had maybe joined us and had hired us to build up their LinkedIn profile, and we had gotten some of them. I think Orlando, you might remember a couple of these guys down in LA and one in San Francisco, where they had maybe 5,000 connections now on their LinkedIn profile. And then they go and they get into, one of them joined and became a medical device sales, right? And interestingly enough, in his profile, he was connecting to lots of companies that might have the possibility of buying medical devices, like medical clinics and doctors' offices and stuff like that. So you can use your database, to move from one market to the other, so it can be transitional. It's pretty cool. Let's talk a little bit about virtual assistants. We've already kind of given you kind of some pieces of it, right? Some nuts and bolts, but let's kind of show you. We threw out a number of 77% on your staffing. Anybody here, if you're thinking about it, yeah, it's really, really expensive to hire people in America to do basic jobs and basic administrative tasks. I think that it is so important right now to think about the ability for you to outsource that to a company like ours, save an enormous amount of money on your overhead costs. We include a manager, an assistant that oversees the operations of your personal needs and requirements. And our virtual assistants will work your hours. So if you're in Pacific time or you're Central time, they can work your Monday through Friday, Monday through Saturday. They can work 1 hour a day, 2 hours a day if you want, 3 hours a day, 4 hours a day, 8 hours a day. And then you can scale up. So if you're getting lots of value from your virtual assistant, and you see that, hey, you can open up another market, you're opening up another channel, you can do some more stuff on Facebook now, you can have somebody really ramping up and managing, another platform. Let us do that. You can hire more people and, again, reduce cost. And you know what the saying is, you maintain entrepreneurial sanity when you outsource, because you don't have that headache of managing that employee. We have the headache. We take on that headache. We provide a manager, a supervisor to oversee the entire thing for you. And we just focus on delivering you results. That's all we're focused on. And that's all you care about. Say that again, Mark.
Is it a headache? I don't know. Do we have a headache doing all of that? We definitely do, but it means our clients don't.
Yeah, Orlando likes it too. Orlando has actually had a virtual. I want him to talk a little bit about it. Orlando's had a virtual assistant for about 2 years now in your insurance business.
No. She's been with me for 4 years.
Okay.
4 years, and has saved my business, literally, because I of course I hustle just like each one of you. We have to get up there and grind, and there's quite a few tasks that I delegate, and it didn't start off like that. It started off small, part-time, and we built that relationship because we're in a relationship business, right? You want to work with somebody that understands you, understands what you want, what you need, and it takes a little bit of time. So once that relationship was established, I was able to give her more. I trusted her more, to the point where she does almost everything for me, and I'm helping her to kind of sharpen her skills. One question we get asked almost always is the English thing, right? First of all, we go for the best people that we can find here or there in the Philippines, right? So most of I would say 90% of our team are college graduates. Very, very smart people. If you have a specific niche or something that you're looking for, like say you just want somebody to focus only on your social media, we can go out and find that social media expert for you. Okay, you might want somebody that's more that can do more administrative tasks for you. That's good with books. Maybe somebody that wants to do bookkeeping or whatever it might be. Whatever your need is, we can go find that person. Or it might just be something in general. where you want somebody that you can kind of train to learn your system, learn your process, we can help you find that person as well. You're the boss, so you're gonna work with that person, and you're gonna treat them just like you would any employee that you would hire in your office, for example. You got to follow up with them. You got to hold them accountable for their results and so on. But the thing is, we help you manage that. If they quit, you don't have to go scramble and find somebody. We do that. If they're late for work all the time, well, we wouldn't tolerate that. But we're the ones that will handle the discipline. So a lot of that stuff, that headache of hiring and managing an employee, you don't really need to deal with that. The only thing you need to deal with is teaching them your process and we will help them to achieve the goals that you set forth for them, because that's important. We don't want a 9-to-5 person. We want somebody that wants to help you build your business. And there's a number of ways we can help them, achieve that. So we can talk about that on an individual basis.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you. I love it because you've got experience. You've been doing this for 4 years with your own personal VAs. And, we've seen it grow your agency. It's been incredible to see. So how many people like to cold call? Because that's what you got to do in a lot of cases to be successful. How many of you have databases of old lists of contacts that you have that you just never get to it? You just procrastinate. It just sits there in a file on a hard drive somewhere, taking up space. And you got nobody that can just sit there and canvass the market and call people up and find out who's interested in buying, find out who's selling their property, introduce them to you, have them get on your social media, all that kind of stuff. You got somebody right there. You can do that. That's a win in my book. So spending hours on the phone, searching the MLS, third-party sites like Zillow, that takes so much time, and it's such a bore. Nobody wants to do that in their life on a day-to-day basis. Why not hire a virtual assistant, do it for you, and just give you the results on a day-to-day basis and get you in front of people that actually want to sell or buy. That's all you want to focus on. They can email people. We can do social media posts. We can do all your servicing, all that stuff that you need. So again, our VAs are real estate trained, so we know, and they know what they've been doing this for a long time. And I know you guys all have lots of questions. I know in your mind you're thinking, okay, do you have bilingual? Can they speak Spanish? Do they have this? Do you have that? We have everything. We have anything you need, okay, but we can customize this to fit your specific needs. So here's what I recommend that you do is that, jot down some notes after this call, or maybe you've done so throughout this call. These are just some tasks that the VAs can do on a day-to-day basis. We've gone over this already. It's a lot, right? It's a lot. And you're talking about saving an enormous amount of money if you're outsourcing that stuff to the Philippines. I'm not going to get into price here on this call. I think it's better left to do that on a one-on-one setting where we can kind of really drill down and walk you through all of the different things we can do, how we do it. The price points are there. We don't have long-term contracts or anything we're locking you into. We're going to do a lot of cool things for you and really help you explode your business. And we do have some promotional discounts right now. Obviously, the month of March is coming to an end in about 2 weeks. So we have a promo that's running right now. We do want to, if you're interested in finding out more on how we can generate leads for your LinkedIn and get more buyers and sellers in front of you and grow your network and get a VA making calls. You saw the email on the screen or the website. Get with us, schedule an appointment, and let us help take your business to the next level, throughout this down market we're all seeing right now. And let us show you another way that you might not have been utilizing before. That's all we have for you today. Guys, thank you, Mark. Orlando, thank you for sharing today your thoughts and ideas.
Right. I appreciate it.
Yeah. And
I've enjoyed it.
we look forward to seeing you guys on the next one. Have a beautiful day.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Take care.